Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Veronica and today is episode 5 of my Morphe series palette review. So in today's episode, I am going to include the reviews for each individual palette. So today's video will be a little longer than the past few videos have been for this series. So go ahead and grab some coffee and we'll go ahead and get started. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Please hit that subscribe and the little bell so you can get notified for any future videos that I'll be posting. Also, if you are new here, please check out episodes 1 through 4 just so you could get the full awesomeness of the series. So for today's episode, I am doing the Morphe So Chill palette. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. This is the final look. So the video will be just the eyes, of course. And we'll see you in just a bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with the color Breather as the transition applied with a fluffy brush. And I'm putting it right above the crease line. So it's hitting like right on or right below that brow bone. Okay, the next color is Keep It Cool. And I am putting that with another fluffy brush and I'm putting it right on the crease of my eye and blending it with the transition color, which was the Breather. And I'm just blending. I apply, with that tapping motion, and then I just start working the brush and blending the lid. The next step, I'm getting a flat brush and using the color Lighten Up, and I am just packing that color on my lid and kind of blending. I know it's not a blending brush, but just kind of, working that color into the blue. Here, I'm going with the color Weekender, and I'm picking that up with a more dense blending brush and just packing that into the outer part of my lower lid, kind of like working it into the actual crease line and blending it into Weekender and Lighten Up. And I grab a more fluffy blending brush and just start working that color up. Here I'm going to pick up a little bit more Weekender with the more dense blending brush, and I'm going to blend that into my lower lash line. And it's going to look messy, but I'm going to clean it all up. Here I'm going to pick up a little bit more of Lighten Up, and then also with a flat brush, getting the inner part of my lower lash line and blending that into the part that I put with Weekender at the bottom. With a flat brush, I'm going with the color Zero Stress right on top, right below my brows. This one's a more matte, has no shimmer, just to kind of help balance everything out. So I'm using this color as my highlight. So this is the final look. I really enjoy doing this palette. It's very it's pretty. I really like it. Each of the episodes I used a different palette, and so I'm going to start from episode 1 to episode 5. So the first episode was the James Charles. So you can quick see. I really loved this palette. This palette is just gorgeous. It's so vibrant. I don't know the chemistry behind the formulas that the you know, these creators use for their palettes, but this one is so smooth and it blends so well, and it's so gorgeous. I think the only small little feedback or con for the palette itself is I don't, and it happens in all the palettes. So if you look right here, it's not so much on this one, but you won't be able to see it. You'll see it in the next palette when I bring it up, but it starts to kind of like get weird. I don't know, and maybe I'm just being like OCD about it. I don't know. Other than that, I really wish I would have done a more vibrant color for episode 1, so you could get the full on idea of how vibrant this one is. For episode 1, I did more of a green, and I really wish I would have done like red or like this really like, you know, any of these colors. Even, I mean, I should have done that also, this hot pink. But this palette has a little bit of everything. And if you have been like, oh, I don't know if I want to, I strongly suggest you to have this palette, because it's so gorgeous. It's very, very gorgeous. We're gonna move on to episode 2. So the palette that I used for episode 2 is the Jaclyn Hill volume 2. The colors, it's so beautiful. It has, I mean, seriously, it has all my favorite colors. It has the purples that, you know, it gets, you know, darker into the plums, which go into the reds and the wines, and then up on top it has, you know, the more vibrant reds, and then you have your glitters, and it has a good balance of matte and glitter, and it is just so gorgeous. I really, really like this palette. Again, a con of this palette would be how this, I don't know why that keeps happening. If you do know why that happens, please let me know. I didn't use my finger on those 2 palettes, so I couldn't even be, maybe I did, I don't know. I couldn't even be able to tell you because I don't remember, but maybe it's an oil thing like on my eye, maybe an oil on my finger. I'm honestly not too sure, but that would be the only of the pros and cons. For the cons, that would be the only con for the James Charles. Also, I think the formula itself is very smooth and just beautiful. I love it. This palette, both of those palettes, I love the colors. I think they're just gorgeous. So episode 3 is the Vintage Rose palette by Morphe, and you all, if you saw that episode, you all know right away I was like, I'm in love with this palette. Let me go ahead and show you all a quick. Now I know that I'm using, you know, the camera, the artificial light, but you all, in the artificial lighting and in the natural lighting, it is gorgeous. I really, really enjoyed this palette. I don't have any complaints, to be honest with you. And of course, any review that I do, it is my own personal opinion. It's not some, you know, I don't have like a biased opinion. You know, I don't know much about Morphe. I've been using MAC for the past, since I turned 17 years old, I've been using MAC. So I don't, it's very non-biased, any of these. And like I said, it's very, personal. It's a personal opinion. So, but this palette, I love this palette. The way that color went on for the video, the way, I mean, I've used it a couple of times, even before. I haven't used it since because I've been, you know, working on getting these videos. To be completely honest with you, this palette has been used the most because I really love it. It is my go-to. My best friend, she's a makeup artist, and we were talking about how I told her I get so like it's, you know, with colors that are like and so iconic, I got really uncomfortable, or it's not that I got uncomfortable, but it's out of my comfort zone now, because these colors are the colors that I go to, the mauve and the pink, the soft pink, and these are just my go-to colors. And I didn't even realize it until she brought it to my attention. Like, well, yeah, you know, she told me, like, those are your go-tos. Like, that's why you tend to, even with, you know, the James Charles, the first look that I did when I tried out the palette to show my cousin, I did a purple look. So I didn't even realize that. So naturally, this palette is going to be the one that I love, because these are seriously all the colors that I use all the time. So loved this palette. I don't even think I have a con. I don't have a con for it. That is a total biased opinion. I'm just kidding. I really liked it. I really liked this palette. Moving on. So Iconic is for episode 4. This one was out of my comfort zone. But this one is definitely something. Okay, so it is very evenly balanced in regards to shimmer and matte. So if you look at these colors, you know what, let me get a brush so I'm not like, so if you look at these colors, and again, this, of course, this is not natural lighting, but this color, this color, this color, this could probably be a transition, and probably a transition also. Those are all like very, in my opinion, nighttime colors. Now, like this one could, you know, be a daytime, and even, I mean, even this one could probably be a daytime. I haven't used it. If you look closely, it hasn't even been tested. So yeah, it could be both. It could be both. But that was the that's probably like my biggest feedback, is that, so I don't go out a lot. I know y'all can hear him in the background. I have a toddler, and when I say toddler, like, he just turned 1 in August. So and my husband works nights, so like, and it's COVID, you know, so we don't go out at all at night anymore. The last time I went out at nighttime was probably, I kid you not, y'all, it's been that long. Like, it's been a year, to be honest with you. It's been a year. It was last year on my birthday, November 27th. Was the last time I went out at night. Like, I went out at night for a night out in the town. That's terrible. It's been a year. Granted, COVID's here, and I'm not risking it because I got a baby. And my other baby, he's not a baby anymore. He's got asthma. I keep on rambling. This video is never going to end. So the pros of it is, it is a nighttime palette. So if I ever get to have a life again outside of you know, anyway, so if I ever go out again in a night in the town, I would definitely use this palette. This would be the go-to palette for me. I mean, I haven't even tried Butte. Look at this color. It's so beautiful. That, I would probably use that color like next month, like for New Year's. Anyway, so the only like feedback that I have is this color, Say Whoa. Again, I don't even know if you all can really see it, what I'm seeing, because of the lighting is not catching it. But look at how smooth, I mean, clearly that's being used. Look at how smooth this one is. Oh man, look at how smooth this one is, and then look at this one. Now, I do distinctly remember using my fingers to tap on this color, but still, like, Somebody answer this for me. Is it the oil in my eyelid? Like, is it the oil on my fingers? I need answers. So that's the only thing negative I have about this. This is a gorgeous palette. This is, I mean, all of them are gorgeous palettes. I keep on saying that, gorgeous. I wonder how many times I've said gorgeous in this video. So the final video, I'm sorry, so today's episode is with the palette So Chill, and I'll go ahead and give you all a quick view on that. This one is also very well balanced for nighttime and daytime. I have to go run some errands here in a little bit. Now I'm not going to take off my eye makeup because, I mean, it's gorgeous. I don't even have any negative things to say about it. I'm going to rate them, and it is my own personal rating. Number 5 would be So Iconic, and not because I don't like it and not because of anything else, but it's a nighttime, and at this time in the world, nobody got time for nighttime. Number 4 would be Jaclyn Hill. Number 3 would be So Chill. James Charles will be number 2. Vintage Rose is my number 1. But personal opinion, it is I'm not an MUA. This is not something I do professionally. I work for a company that is not makeup related in any way, shape, or form. So this is just personal. I also I enjoyed this series, and I hope you did also. I really appreciate you all sticking around and sticking out this series. It's my first series. I've never done anything like that. I never even considered doing YouTube in a serious matter until this year. But thank you so much for sticking around. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Leave them in the comments. Email me, reach out to me, and follow me on Instagram. Reach out to me. I'll include everything in the description box. And thank you all so much. Again, I appreciate the support. I love you all. Stay safe. We'll talk to y'all soon.